trying to get out of my own way to get this part done. Now, these down here, these two here are 12 by 12 pages, and I actually don't have too many colors, but when I do have colors, I try and buy a lot of them, because like mini albums, you need, you know, 20 sheets sometimes to do a mini album with all the tags and everything. So if you don't have 20 sheets of the same color, you're kind of out of luck. So I got a lot of grays, browns, dark blues, light blue, reds from Christmas, orange, yellow. So, but that's my 12 by 12 paper, and then I've got some creams here that are, yeah, they're all kind of different. I've just ended up with a bunch of odds and ends here. Then I have some, just these papers here are all kinds of weird things. Like this is coordinations, and I think this is coordinations, the Tim Holtz one that goes along with his papers, match his papers from years ago. Then these are mainly papers that I've gotten at Tuesday Morning. I thought that one, there's like 25 or 50, and I got, I think, yeah, this one had 50 in it. No, 25 sheets for $3, and it has little wild on that side. But this side, I've actually been able to use this with a lot of different things, and I've used them in my journals. So these papers, like this with the rose, I love that. This one I got, I don't remember what that was, but it was really inexpensive. So I use this as scrap paper a lot. Pink feathers. I think you can see what I'm looking at here. And then this is grid paper, just 12 by 12 grid paper. And then these are papers, newer 12 by 12 papers, Blue Fern Studios, Graphic 45, things that I actually would make mini albums out of. Now, not to say that I wouldn't use them in my journals, but that's more what this is a whole section of that. This is for when I take pictures for my Etsy. Let me move this over, and I'll start down below here, since that's what it's on, and then we'll go up. Okay, this is not really organized very well, but it gets done the process that I need. I do need to, I have some come here. I have these little 6 by 6 plastic sheets, and they have the little holes in the sides, and I've just put my die cuts in them, and I've got a little sheet of magnet on either side, and I have these, and I'm going to make toppers for them, and I'm going to put, you know, shapes, Christmas, verbiage, that kind of thing. So I'm going to be doing that with all of my thin dies, which that's it right there, which I like, you know, I like thin dies. And then I've got all my Tim Holtz stuff and some just Sizzix stuff back there. So, and that basket, that's plenty for me. I don't need much more than that. These are just some writing pads. This is a Luscious book I showed you that I got from a swap. This is not a great, but this is all I've got right at the moment. I dig it through it one time pretty much before I start a project, and then I'm done. And so it's not a great method, but I don't have wall space to hang these on, because that's what I think I would do, is get those bars and hang them on them. But for as little as I have to get into them, I use this a lot, and I use the little things a lot, and the other things I just kind of dig through it once and I'm done. So that stays there. Moving up. Okay. This right here is journals. All of this stuff, no, I mean, they're not journals. This is all things for journals. This is not copy paper, but I mean, basically it's an 8.5 by 11 white sheet of paper, but it is a thermal something or other, and it takes to stain, and it's so much better than copy paper. It's got a coating on it, and I've been trying to find some more of that, but it is just a step up from copy paper as far as how it reacts with stuff. I love it, and I hoard it. These are all things that have been stained. I most of the time prefer tea-dyed, just because I think it's just cleaner, and but sometimes I do like the heavier coffee-dyed stuff. But this is just all things that are ready. These are some, smaller cut pieces that maybe I ended up not using in a journal, but that's all ready for a journal right there. This is just paper. I have, this is the children's paper, envelopes, this book. These composition books are sewn in, and you just take, find the center, cut the thread, and then you've got a bunch of paper to put into your journals that's already lined and folded. And so when I can get those for like $1 or whatever, I grab them up. And then there's just other things that I have come across. This is a single entry ledger. It's wonderful. It's very old. There's some stuff written in it from the 80s. So it's not very, very old, but it's sewn in, so I can pull those pages out, and when I want to, use something like that. I've got that's another old ledger book. This is sketch paper, which is really good to put in journals as well. You have to be careful. I find sketch paper is better if you just kind of take a sprayer and spray it with a tea or something instead of dipping it, because it's it stays up better. It handles the wetness better. Let's see. I've just got some Ozark Painkiller Cookbook. I mean, this is just some weird stuff. I don't know. I've just got some weird stuff. These are, this is an old dictionary that I started taking apart, and it's was sewn in, so I've just got the first section out of it to use, and then I'll go back and pull out more. This is my Sears Roebuck catalog from, oops, sorry, 1908, and it is in fabulous shape. So that's that. I'll put that back in. And then just old scrapbook paper that I've taken out of books, just different things like that. I've got a book that I took apart and used. I've got sheet protectors, easy steps to band. So here's more music paper. This is all sewing information, things like that. This book here is a German songbook. So all of the, you know, it's all in German, duh. And then up here, take this out of there. So up here, a little bit higher. There we go. This is all my Heartfelt Creations stamps and dies. I keep those up here because I really like them. And then my Vagabond. And now we'll move down to the next set here. Oops. Okay. This, let me flip you up just a little bit higher. This is all of my plates and things for my Vagabond. This is from Michaels. This is all my washi tape. I've got a little bit of extra space there. I don't use washi tape that much, but that's it. I'm not going to get any more if it doesn't fit in there. But that's a pretty neat thing because you can put it down and you can see it. So if you're in a, you know, if it's up higher than you are, which it was when I first got this, now it's eye level. But anyway, okay, so this next unit here, I wish I could get you a little round, a little closer there, but I'm not really going to be able to. Sorry for being so bangy. Okay. Oh, and then I'm going to hit you with my chair and move you all out of the place again. This is, again, these three spaces are for journals and art. I have resume paper. I have sketch pads and ledgers and things like that in here. Then I have different kinds of specialty papers, some papers with some nice accents in them, a sheen to them. This is resume paper, so it's almost like a linen. Very nice. This is watercolor paper. All of this is watercolor paper, tracing paper, all the things for my art kind of stuff. This right here is some cards that I have done on YouTube and some white duct tape. This is totally underutilized. I have to get these cards, figure out what I'm going to do with those. These are all my brushes. So I have paint brushes, toothbrushes, you know, for flicking and different things like that. My Tim Holtz white watercolor paper. And then here is all of my Pearl-Ex and Stampin' Up! Had some that they did. And there's Pearl-Ex and there's Perfect Pearls. And then I have some, yeah, foil, gold leaf stuff in there. Woo, I almost broke that. Okay, and these are fridge bins. Got them at Walmart, and they are wonderful for these cubes, which are 14.5 squares. You get to use of the whole thing, and you can fill that up and pull it out, and you get to see everything you got. Okay, down to the bottom piece. Now this down here is mainly for my mini albums and cards and things that I make like that. These are mostly my 12 by 12 pads. I do have some watercolor paper here at the end, but I have really used my stash. This is a A4 Prima here, but I have really used my stash this year, and I have gotten my 12 by 12 paper packs to this section, and so I am very proud of myself. In between these sections, this is some paper bags that I found that are for dry refuse disposal, but they are super huge. 16 by 12 by 35 inches. They're super huge, and I know I've got something that I'm got in the works for that, so I will be doing something with that. Down in this next section over here, this all down here is journal paper. White, cream, pink, green, blue, you know. The very first section is the 8.5 by 14 paper, so got a lot of that so that I can make some larger books. Then I have, you know, because sticking with my Vagabond being right here, I have all of my folders, embossing folders in here. This is all of my embossing powders. The other one is glitter, and the bottom one there has some overstock of material. Yeah, tidbits of material in there. And then the top here are my verbiage stamps. So this is a whole box of pretty much all stamps that are words. So I've got that, and then the next one over is the box that I go to when I'm thinking I'm going to make a card. They're not the ones I think about when I'm making journals. They're kind of and I think I told you at the beginning I had 3 different ways I thought of stamps. Stamps I would use to make cards with, verbiage stamps, of course, to use cards, but I also use those in my journals. But then stamps that I use on my journals. So, and that's a body form, a paper mache body form. I have got to. One day I'll do something with it. I've been pushing it around for a couple years. Alright guys, I'm going to call it quits for this. I appreciate you joining me again. And from here down will be, whew, that one's going to be tough. And that'll be the next one. Alright guys, talk to you later. Bye.